All right, welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Coronado PA Arrow 3. We took a look at the Just Flight Arrow, which has made major improvements. However, this one has really upgraded lately. They redid the electrical systems, redid the functionality of the aircraft, as well as flight control characteristics, flight modeling, and added some new liveries, as you can see here, which is pretty cool to see that Coronado is stepping it up. They also added sound and capability improvements. They added, I guess, the updated version for the new software of Microsoft Flight Sim Update. And we want to take a look at it, take it for a bit of a flight, not too crazy, nothing, out too far or anything like that. But we're just going to take a look because they did really a lot of stuff. Let me just for example here, the RPMs. So we're going to take a look at it in flight, but I'm just going to give you a little bit of an overview of some of the things they fixed. They fixed trim, the lighting, trim tab, the propeller, center of gravity check, oil pressure, as well. They also fixed the VR capability of the aircraft. This version 1.00 released February 24, 2021, and there was another one in March 10, 2021. So they did a lot of different add-ons, upgrades, and fixed a couple of the bugs, as well as the oil pressure of the aircraft, or the ampage that comes out of the aircraft with the electrical system. That has been also fixed as well. So yeah, a lot of different improvements here and bugs that were cleaned up. So I'm kind of curious to see how the behavior of the flaps as well on landing. So we'll check all of this out, put it a little bit, we'll kind of just like take it through a little bit of a test flight here. And San Francisco has been the place that I've been kind of doing a little bit of a test flying lately, so keeping that for this week, I guess, if you will. We'll use this airport here. We'll be just basically coming out of here, flying in a little bit of a pattern, and doing some touch and goes, just checking out the aircraft, see how it flies, see how it handles, and the usual stuff, just to see if we can notice any of the improvements. So we'll be departing from this airport, and I had live time on there, live weather. I don't know if it's dark right now or not. If it is, I'll adjust to help us to not get too in the weeds with the weather. We want to focus on the aircraft in this flight, not too much of the day or night or anything like that. So we'll just fix, if we have to fix the weather or whatever, we will. And welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna be taking it through its pace. If you're new to the channel, this is the Aviation Enthusiast channel. We do live streaming for flight simming, as well as plane spotting and flight reviews of different aircrafts and updates, as well as this one. We did have an update on the Just Flight Arrow 3, but I think that was just an update for the Microsoft Flight Sim to integrate it correctly. So I don't think they really did too much with that. But it handles amazing, and there's really nothing to correct with that one. However, here is, whoa, did you see that? That was a little bit of a glitch. That guy was flying for a second. He's like David Copperfield there, and that was a little bit of a glitch too. Plane just dropped on the ground. One weird thing here is we did not fly the aircraft, and that sound that you hear right now is when you usually take off, fly the plane around, and the engine's hot. That will be the ticking sound of the engine cooling down. However, we didn't even fly yet, so to hear that without even starting the engine is unusual. And there's another glitch there. That was kind of weird. The engine just started for no reason and turned back off. Okay. That's some strange stuff going on there. Look, let me show you something. Alright, well, the engine stopped clicking when I was outside. strange. All right, anyway, let's close it up. This is the Piper Arrow, and it doesn't have the latch on this one. However, in the Just Flight Arrow, it does open and close and latch, so you have to remember to latch it in that one. This one's kind of basic flight modeling, as you can see here, as far as your systems. It's nothing too advanced for us, so let's go ahead and just turn the batteries on, and we'll see if we can turn the fuel pump on here as well, just to prime the engine. I don't know if this has a fuel pump or not. It should, I mean. Let me see here. Gear is down. Brakes should be set. Yep. Panel lighting. We're going to turn the panels on. You can already see the amp jump there. Alright, sometimes these update the aircraft, and the aircraft works even worse than before. You can't even hear the fuel pump, which is kind of weird. I don't know what's going on with the sound pack here. Do you guys hear the fuel pump? Oh yeah, I hear it. Okay, so fuel pump is on, mixture comes up and back to lean for a minute until we start up. Crack the throttle here. We'll put on the beacon light, or the navigate light and the beacon light. Okay, so that beacon light being on just turned off whatever that weird clicking sound was. That's super strange. I don't know what that was all about. And we'll go ahead and turn on the magnetos here and start up the aircraft. Okay. Now I'm bringing the mixture all the way up to rich now, and the prop all the way up to forward. Just keeping an eye out here. We're going to see if our RPMs work as good too. Let's go ahead and put in our 2994 for our altimeter setting right now. And let's turn on our flight control, or our GPSs, I should say, sorry. And of course our squawker here. We do have a little bit autopilot set up here, so I don't know if that's functional or not. We'll check it out. I think it is. I'm pretty sure it does work pretty good, if I remember correctly. I haven't flew this plane a little bit. This one kind of like, to be honest with you, this doesn't really look, it's very generic looking. As far as a Piper Arrow, it's the Just Flight one looks a little bit better than this one, but it's not bad. I mean, you know, I guess it's a personal preference. These don't work or anything like that. The Just Flight, I believe, was like 40 bucks, I want to say. So they did a lot. This one is the typical Carenado. You do have functionality with the windows and the sound. Doesn't sound too bad. And of course, the standard Carenado iPad here, which pretty much gives you all your checklist and all that stuff. I don't think there's a checklist available here, so no checklist there. You got to go through the iPad there. All right, let's go ahead and just do a flight control check here. All the way left, all the way right, all the way up, all the way down. So free and clear. All right, take the brakes off here. Landing lights, taxi lights. I'm gonna turn all the lights on just to see. All right, let me see. There's the
Moffett Ground Liberty 757 with Golf Request taxi.
Left and right tank there.
Straight out.
And
Liberty 757 taxi to and hold short of runway 14 left.
There's the amps.
Alpha cross runway 14 right Alpha cross runway 14 left Charlie. Contact tower on 119.55 when ready. Taxiing hold short runway 14 left using.
All right, so it doesn't taxi too bad. I mean,
14 right Alpha cross runway.
It's not bad taxiing.
Liberty 757.
It's a little bit loosey-goosey on the back there, not too crazy. Okay, sorry, just stopped it here. So we do drop our RPM there. It's pretty cool to see. Can't really tell on the ground that they did anything with it, but I'm curious to see how it flies in the air. It's not, I mean, it's modeled pretty good. It's not a bad looking aircraft, that's for sure. For what it is. It's definitely a pretty nice looking aircraft. And I do like the new livery here. Going a little bit fast on the taxi there. I don't want to go too fast, but also at the same time, I want to be able to get this in the air before daylight here. Because we got what do you call that? Like about an hour left of daylight right now. Windsocks blowing to the back of us, which they want us to take off. What a tailwind here, I guess. So we are currently in the direction of wind, so we can actually even, if we wanted to, stop the aircraft right here and do a run-up. Let's do that. That's dropping. Let's do a magneto check. Left and right. Okay, dropped about 5. Yeah, it's not bad. I guess it's working okay. Alright, mixture fully rich. Fuel fully forward. 1 notch of flaps. Let's go out to the end of the runway here and see something here. And we will for it. Of course. Yeah. All right. Go. Okay. I'm just gonna turn here and take off. It wants us to go down to that. Well, maybe. Let me see something here. Why does it want us to go down there? Is there another runway? Oh, it wants us to take off there. Curious why it wants us to go to this other runway. We got a tailwind. We're supposed to be headed into the opposite direction here, but this wants us to go around and take off on this side, so. Alright, let's get back inside the aircraft here, sorry. Had sometimes you get people in the comments making some pretty rude comments, you know, if they're not into aviation, just move on to whatever you're watching. But some people think that it's nice to put bad comments in the comments, which is never fun, you know, for anybody on the channel. Not really just for me, but just the community of aviation, that people like us that enjoy plane spotting videos. I don't understand why anybody would waste their time leaving a comment negatively about something that they don't even know anything about or understand. If they're not into it, then why are they watching it? Beats me. Alright, here we go.
Moffett Tower, Liberty 757 at runway.
We got 1 notch of flaps in. This is definitely, like, I just flew the Piper Arrow 3 on the stream. And first off, just when you come off the throttle here, it just wants to go right now, this aircraft, which is unusual. It's very loosey-goosey on the taxi, as you can see. And I'm not liking the ground characteristics of the flight modeling here yet, but let's go ahead and give it a little power and see how it handles in the air. Maybe it gets a little bit better. We're putting right rudder in right now to stay somewhat in the center here. 40 knots is starting to get a little bit easier to control at 40 knots. Now there's no rudder in. and now slight right rudder again after 60 knots. Alright, coming up on 70 knots. I'm going to rotate about 90 knots here. That's 80 knots. And now we're going to start pulling back. And we're up. Okay, it's looking okay. I'm going to pull back some more. It's heavy on the nose here. It's feeling very heavy. I'm trimming back too, but it's not really releasing any of the pressure on the forward of the nose here. Gear is up. I would say it's somewhat of a positive climb now. Definitely not too bad. Let's go ahead and put those flaps up. Picking up some airspeed now. Sounds pretty good on the outside. Not bad. Doesn't sound bad at all. Taxi light can go off. Should have already went off, to be honest with you, but it is what it is now. Let me see if I can trim out here. It's very heavy on the nose. I'm really having to pull back for this thing to not fall out of the sky. And we have a decent amount of air going through. About 110 knots right now. So yeah, I can definitely tell a big difference of flying this after flying the Just flight. Definitely a huge difference. This one is not bad. I mean, Carenado makes pretty decent products, but I would say, you know, you can't really go wrong with a Just flight or Black Square aircraft. Nothing wrong with Carenado either. Honestly, they make a couple of really good aircrafts, like the Mooney and the V-tail. Absolutely amazing aircrafts to fly. I love them. Let me see how the autopilot holds up here. Altitude hold. Do VS up. Yeah, so see the autopilot works great. Look, heading mode, all that stuff works fantastic with that. These are slightly easier to fly on the autopilot because they're heavy on the nose, so it's kind of nice to fly these things with an autopilot. However, we don't want to leave the autopilot too long. We're going to come back around, do a little bit of a flight pattern here. That noise is the autopilot disconnecting.
Squawk 1227, Liberty 757.
Nevertheless, it's a pretty nice aircraft. So now we have some airspeed, 1,600 feet. We are just going to follow this direction of runway and come back around for a landing and see how this thing lands. But so far, it's not bad. I mean, it handles okay when it has some airspeed in here. Let's do a power stall here for a second. I just want to see. Power off stall. It's already giving me a stall warning at this altitude. Oh, there it goes. And wing drop. Pretty easy to recover though. That wasn't bad. Okay. Let's try that again on a power up stall here. Just curious to see how it handles with that. Here we go. And the left wing dropped. Okay. Alright. Let's see, how are we doing with the amps? The electrical system, they say, was redone, but I'm not 100% sure how to even check that. Alright, so far so good. Seems like it's flying pretty well here. It's not bad, you know. Definitely handles pretty nicely here. We're not going to go full flaps down. We're only going to do one notch, come back around and touch down over here and see how it lands. I would say it's not bad though. I don't want to stay too long on the stream with it as far as this aircraft, but I would definitely recommend it if you're into the Piper Arrow and you want to review two different ones, Carenado versus Just Flight. You know, the Carenado is really nice. It's well made. Everything's functional. It works really good. It's nothing wrong with it. But if you're looking for really like responsive and more realistic flight, and you want to hand fly the thing, it's probably, in my opinion, only in my opinion, I'm not paid to say this for anyone, I would go for the just flight. You know, put in the extra $20 and get yourself an aircraft that you're going to enjoy a lot more. But if you can only get this, you know, why not? Or if you're just looking for a single aircraft made by Carenado, I would go with the Mooney or the V-tail before I bought the Piper. Unless you're into this type of aircraft specifically, then go for it. You know, it's not a bad aircraft. It's just, I would say the Mooney and the V-tail 35, the Bonanza V-tail 35 that Coronado makes, are definitely ones that I would get before this one. But if you are into this aircraft and you really like this kind of an airplane, Just Flight makes one really nice. And if you can't afford that one, this is definitely a great secondary option. Or, I guess, would be a primary in that case. Alright, one notch of flaps. When that noise goes off, it's because I'm pulling out too much of the power there, and the plane's yelling at me that I shouldn't do that. Alright, gear is coming down. Let's check out that animation. I do like the animation of the gear. It looks like they fixed that. They make it a little bit cooler looking. Alright, let me, I am way too high right now on this approach, so I'm going to do a little bit of a, kind of a extreme nose down approach here, and we'll back off the throttle, bring the power out here, and touch down over here. This plane is very nice to land, though, I'll tell you that much. It's very forgiving, so, yeah, keep that in mind. If you are not that great at landing, this thing will really help you out. Alright, I'm just gonna do a little bit of a shallow approach. There we go. Coming down, flare, a little bit of ground effect, and here we go. Nicely done. Nicely done. Alright, there it is, the Piper Arrow 3 by Coronado, a beautiful aircraft to fly. Handles good, amazing. I would recommend it. You don't need full flaps, I don't think, on this type of aircraft. You can do full flaps and slow it down if you want. We had a long runway, so I figured why not eat up a little bit of runway there. And there you have it. Let's go ahead and vacate the runway, park this thing up over here, and call it a day. I would say it's not bad, though. It's very nicely done here, and definitely I would recommend it if you're into this type of aircraft. You know, I don't have anything bad to say about it. Just giving you basic, like, my opinions and thoughts of the aircraft, which you know, I mean, I have a lot of different aircrafts from Coronado that I really like, but I don't fly this one too often just because I have the Just Flight, so I don't see the reason to fly this too much. But it's not a bad aircraft at all by any means. It's just you know, why go out for a burger when you got a steak at home, you know what I mean? Alright, well, there is the review. Let's go ahead and park over here. I don't want to waste too much of your time. I'll set the brakes and shut down this engine. I'll take a look at this one last look. Hold the throttle back, power back. Lights are off. There we go. That is the Coronado aircraft there. I'll give you a little bit of a better look at it with the daylight here. Sorry, there you go. Not too bad. Let me see if I can get it away from that. See, the gear is definitely responsive, you know? is definitely responsive. Pretty cool aircraft. The Piper Arrow 3 by Carenado. Pretty good. I mean, I don't know if you guys are into this type of plane, but there you have it. There's the upgrades, the information about the plane. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if there's anything I missed or anything you guys want to know. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. Until next time, this is Vdica. God bless. Peace. Thanks for watching. Bye now.